Welcome to TechnoHistoric. Today we take you on a journey through time to the land between two rivers where civilization was born. This is the story of ancient Mesopotamia, of the brilliant Sumerians, the mighty Babylonians, and the fearsome Assyrians, a tale of invention, ambition, war, and legacy. Welcome to the cradle of civilization. In the vast arid lands of the Middle East, where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers snake across dusty plains, humans did something extraordinary. Over 5,000 years ago, they transformed wilderness into cities. They built temples, forged kingships, and laid the foundation of modern society. The Sumerians were the first to settle these fertile lands. Around 3,500 BCE, they built the world's first cities, Uruk, Eridu, Lagash. With mud brick and ingenuity, they shaped the earliest urban landscapes the world had ever seen. Uruk, at its peak, had over 50,000 residents, making it one of the largest cities in the world at the time. And it was here that one of humanity's greatest inventions was born: writing. Cuneiform, etched into clay tablets, marked the beginning of recorded history. Sumerian scribes documented everything, from grain tallies to hymns to the gods. Thanks to them, we can still read the Epic of Gilgamesh, the world's oldest epic tale. In that story, King Gilgamesh seeks immortality and meets Utnapishtim, a man who survived a great flood, a legend echoed across cultures. Rising above the cities stood ziggurats, massive terraced temples dedicated to the gods. Religion was everywhere, and priests often held as much power as kings. But no power lasts forever. By 1900 BC, new rulers emerged, and a new name would echo through time: Babylon. Babylon, the jewel of ancient Mesopotamia. From a modest Akkadian town, it grew into an empire of magnificence. And by 1792 BC, its fate was sealed by a single man, Hammurabi. Hammurabi, warrior, statesman, and above all, lawgiver. His greatest legacy? The Code of Hammurabi, one of the earliest and most complete legal codes in human history. Carved into black basalt, this code had over 280 laws: trade, theft, marriage, murder, all governed by the principle of lex talionis, an eye for an eye. One law even stated, if a builder's house collapses and kills the owner's son, the builder's own son shall be put to death. Brutal by modern standards, but it showed a deep concern for justice and accountability. Babylon thrived with a sophisticated economy. Farmers grew barley in the shadows of temples, traders journeyed far, exchanging goods with Egypt, India, and beyond, and legend tells of the Hanging Gardens, a lush paradise built for a queen, one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. Whether myth or reality, it remains a marvel of imagination and engineering. Babylon was also a center of science. Priests charted the stars, tracked time, and laid the foundations of astronomy, their division of the hour into 60 minutes, still used today. But, like all empires, Babylon too would fall. New conquerors arrived, more ruthless, more relentless. The center of power shifted once again. To the north, a new force was rising, one that would become a symbol of power, terror, and conquest. The Assyrians were coming. If the Sumerians taught us how to write and the Babylonians taught us law, the Assyrians taught us the brutal art of war. By 900 BCE, they transformed from a vulnerable city-state into a fierce war machine, one of the most powerful empires the ancient world had ever seen. The Assyrians were among the first to mass-produce iron weapons and pioneer advanced siege tactics. Battering rams, sappers, psychological warfare. No city was safe. Their enemies trembled. Entire populations were deported to suppress resistance. One king, Ashur-nasirpal II, held feasts for tens of thousands, but also bragged of building towers with the skulls of his enemies. And yet, they weren't just conquerors, They were builders and scholars too. Under Ashurbanipal, Nineveh became a capital of learning. His royal library preserved over 30,000 cuneiform tablets, including the Epic of Gilgamesh, buried for over 2,500 years, rediscovered by modern archaeologists. They recorded everything: omens, medical knowledge, astronomy, conquests. In their conquest, they also preserved knowledge. At its height, Assyria's empire stretched from Egypt to Persia, but by 612 BCE, the mighty city of Nineveh fell. A coalition of former enemies brought the empire to its knees. The torch passed again. Yet though their cities fell to dust, the legacy of Mesopotamia lives on, in our laws, our writing, our timekeeping, and our stories. Between two rivers, humanity took its first bold steps towards civilization. From reed huts to stone palaces, Mesopotamia shaped the very world we live in today. Thanks for joining us on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Drop a comment below. What fascinates you most about ancient Mesopotamia? This is TechnoHistoric. See you in the next chapter of the past.